I'm Lisa Gonzalez, and today is a KCRA 3 weather alert day, and we've got you covered. We did have some heavy rain late last night, leading to some roadway flooding and even some water rescues. After a break this morning, thunderstorms are a real possibility this afternoon, especially as the sun comes out, which is why today is a KCRA 3 weather alert day. Let's get right over to meteorologist Heather Waldman tracking the radar for us. Heather?
Yeah, and we're going to start in the northern Sacramento Valley. This is where our best line of thunderstorms starting to develop now. What you're looking at is a radar loop over the last 30 minutes or so. We'll stop it here, and I'm going to zoom into northeastern Glenn County. Look at this little shape here to this little cell to the south of Orland. See how it kind of makes that hook shape? We're starting to pick up on a little bit of rotation with this cell. Again, it's in northeastern Glenn County. It's moving northward towards Tehama County. No warning on this and no lightning being detected either, but the potential for some rotation is there. The potential for some gusty winds, certainly some heavy rain, and perhaps some small hail as well. Farther to the south in Glenn County, again, you can see this kind of ribbon of some heavier rain. We're going to keep an eye on this line as it moves across the western part of the Sacramento Valley. That's where we see the best potential for some of that rotation to possibly develop. It's something we've been talking about since yesterday, whereas these storms develop, yes, they're going to produce heavy rain. They could produce some small hail as well, but the atmospheric conditions are right to get some rotation. And if some of these cells do rotate, there's the potential to see a funnel cloud or perhaps a brief tornado as well. So if you're going to be out and about in the western Sacramento Valley for the next couple of hours, just be aware of your surroundings and be ready, if you're driving especially, to pull over and seek some safety there. But let's get a closer look at the Sacramento area. We do just have a few showers moving through. No lightning being detected, just a couple little quick downpours over towards the foothills. We've had a couple flashes of lightning around the Placerville area, some downpours, bit of small hail moving through over the past few minutes or so, but otherwise, again, just some of these showers kind of bubbling up and then fizzling back out. So we'll keep an eye on the foothills, but we're also going to be watching the western side of the Sacramento Valley as we go through this hour. Lisa, I'll be back with another update soon. Okay, I know you'll be watching it closely for us. And right now, crews are working to repair a sinkhole in Sacramento. That's right, the sinkhole happening on Theo Way and Euclid Avenue. This is in Southland Park area of the capital city, and that's where KCRA 3's Brittany Hope joins us live with the latest. How big is this sinkhole, Brittany?
Yeah, so estimates here, what we're kind of thinking, it seems to be 5 to 6 wide, and folks who were here all throughout the morning say maybe 10 feet deep. Now, just minutes before we came on camera here, I'll step aside so you can see they were able to at least fill that sinkhole with gravel and rocks. We know that this is kind of a curvy street, so one of the homeowners told me in the middle of the night he heard a car who ran over it, and it sounds like that car had some issues because of how deep it was. But yeah, this was a huge sinkhole. A crew member I talked to said, yeah, it's actually one of the bigger ones he's seen, especially with this storm system. So this is on Theo Way right now. Crews essentially have this road closed. They have it all caution taped off, especially now that there isn't that massive hole on the ground. This is as much work as they're going to do right now. They say there's still a lot of assessments they have to do to figure out what they can do next. So expect Theo Way to be shut down for some time here in Southland Park. We can tell you that the rain is actually starting to move into this area. About 10 minutes ago, we had a pretty decent downpour. It's dried out a little bit right now. The wind is really what's been kicking in. So this is what's going on in Southland Park. It is a holiday for kids. We can tell you there's been so many families throughout the morning coming to check this out. All positive news, though. It seems like everyone is okay. No one was hurt, at least on this street. We have a bunch of these old, beautiful, historic trees. These all seem to make it through the night, but families said the wind was really powerful overnight. They heard that rain, and then, yeah, they have this sinkhole, too. So again, if you're in Southland Park, Theo Way, you're not going to be able to take it. You'll have to use the streets around us or maybe use I-5 just to get past this area to get into the neighborhood that way. For now, we're reporting live in Southland Park. Brittany Hope, KCRA 3 News.
And they literally just filled that, didn't they, Brittany?
Seriously, just minutes ago. So I thought that maybe we would still be able to show you the hole here, and then right at around 11:50, the next truck full of gravel showed up. So yeah, this was just minutes ago.
All right, still a work in progress. Brittany Hope, thank you for the live report, and a good reminder to avoid that area of Southland Park. Now, due to the storms, Governor Gavin Newsom has activated the State Operations Center. He says the state is taking action this week as a potentially dangerous winter storm is set to impact much of California. We're already seeing some of the effects. Brian Ferguson joins us live now from Cal OES to share what that response will look like. And so far, specifically, Brian, what does your response look like?
Yeah, so it's early in this storm, but what we want Californians to recognize is this is a very different and dangerous storm than what we experienced even a few weeks ago. The amount of wind we're seeing both here in Sacramento and all across the Central Valley is dangerous. And so what we've done is we've turned on our State Operations Center to 24-hour activation. We've pre-positioned fire and rescue crews all across the state to try to be in communities early to keep Californians safe as this unfolds. And so far, so good. We haven't had any major issues yet. But what we want to do is have personnel in communities early, and also want Californians to know the basic steps they can take to stay safe as the storm passes through, really from Los Angeles all the way up to Redding in the coming hours.
And Brian, specifically, what does it mean when the governor activates State Operations Center? What does that specifically mean?
So that's our emergency operations center that coordinates our statewide response. And so bringing in officials from the Department of Water Resources to manage flooding, Caltrans, CHP to keep our roads clear, the National Guard, CAL FIRE, have all of these resources at our disposal. So if we need to respond, if we need to rescue people, we need to shore up any places where there's flash flooding or down trees, and then also coordinate with our private partners. So if the utilities to ensure the power gets back on quickly, if there are trees or fallen lines, and hopefully, we can take that action early and get through this together.
And preparations for the future, what's going on in terms of preparation so we don't see more problems?
Yeah, we have over 2 million sandbags pre-positioned. We have crews out looking at the land movement. It's not just the rain and the wind that we're experiencing here. It's really the saturation of the ground all across the state because there's just been so much water. And so we could see landslides, debris flows for up to a week after the rain stops. And so working with scientists to understand what are those areas and what can we do now? Are there embankments we can fix? Are there walls we can build? Are there steps we can take to protect homes and property with an idea towards keeping as many people safe as possible?
All right, Brian Ferguson with Cal OES, thank you so much for your time and everything you all are doing for the state of California. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It was a very busy morning for first responders as rising waters trapped several people across our region. Rescue teams had to save 2 men in Sacramento County. This all happened on Kiefer Boulevard and Jackson Road in Sacramento County. And KCRA 3's Aaron Heft brings us an exclusive look at that rescue.
2 saved after getting stuck in rising water near Rancho Murrieta. Here's an exclusive look as Sacramento Metro fire crews work quickly to get 2 men stuck inside their flooded car to safety.
This vehicle was on their way to work, 2 individuals inside. They became overwhelmed by the water. The vehicle stopped, was then stuck, and those individuals were able to get out and on top of the roof where they needed rescue.
One man used his belongings from the car as buoys, getting himself to dry road, while crews deployed water rescue boats walking towards the other man stuck on top of the flooded car. Metro Fire explaining the water was over several feet high, and the 2 men who were rescued drove onto Kiefer Boulevard when the roadway was already covered with water.
This is what we preach every single storm. Turn around, don't drown. People think they can make it through, and they push the limits of their vehicle, and they can't make it through, and then they require rescue to get out of that situation.
In Sacramento County, Aaron Heft, KCRA 3 News.
And you will need to be cautious if you're traveling to the Sierra today with on and off snow through tonight. KCRA 3's Melanie Wingo has been keeping an eye on those driving conditions along I-80.
A big job for tow companies called out to crashes on Interstate 80. Not only are they dealing with snowy conditions and slick conditions, but also what happens when drivers encounter that kind of thing. This big rig off to the side of the road, and now the work is underway to try to get it pulled up from this snowbank.
Cold and snowy conditions, though, carrying the potential to complicate the job.
This truck will actually freeze in place.
With time of the essence.
When you're in snow, yeah, you have to fight it.
Tow crews working as fast as they can to get the job done.
I'm going to have the other wrecker behind me here. He's going to do the pulling, and I'm going to throw a line over the top of it to keep it from going that way.
A coordinated effort to get the big rig free and pulled clear of where it's not supposed to be.
I'm basically going to pull it this way and hold it while we pull it out.
Cars and trucks that lose control in winter weather, exactly what chain installers work to prevent.
We've been ready all season. We're always ready.
Helping drivers stuck without the correct equipment or the know-how to put traction devices on their cars.
So the biggest mistake is they don't come up with the right size chains.
A quick stop before the chain control checkpoint, making the difference for drivers facing a winter weather dilemma.
We help them out. We can adjust their chains, fix their chains. We get them over the mountain one way or the other. Safety first up here.
All in a snow day's work for these pros, doing their part to keep traffic running on the interstate.
And we're going to get him out of here.
Along I-80 in the Sierra, Melanie Wingo, KCRA 3 News.
That's what it's like in the high country. In the meantime, taking a look at radar right now, meteorologist Heather Waldman.
Yeah, I just want to give you an update in eastern Glenn County. We've been watching this line of showers and a few thunderstorms showing signs of some rotation. The National Weather Service just put out what they call a special weather statement for this line in eastern Glenn County. The main hazards they're concerned about are 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts and some hail up to 1/4 inch in diameter. But just the shape that this is taking on radar just to the south of the community of Willows, pretty strong indication that there may be some rotation here. Again, there is no tornado warning at this point, but whenever we see rotation indicated on radar, that means we could be seeing a funnel cloud. We could be watching for the potential for something to spin up. So what you're looking at right now, this is what we call the velocity mode of radar. So we're not looking at precipitation. We're looking at wind moving around in the air. So the areas in red represent air moving away from the radar. Green represents wind moving towards the radar. So when you get something like this, where it's red and green meeting up in kind of a tight little swirl, that's where the radar is indicating there's some rotation. That's what we would call a couplet. So again, I'll put it back on precipitation mode so you can see this heavy little cell right here that may have some of that hail just to the south of Willows. Again, seeing some potential rotation here on radar. No warning at this point, but notice here, we just got the latest scan. So you can see it's now moving north of the Willows area. But if you live to the north of Willows, or if you have plans to travel that way in the next, 30, 45 minutes or so, maybe rethink those plans. And if you are in the Willows area, this is a good time just to take shelter just in case. So that's one area we're focused on for the time being. Another spot we've been watching, at least out of the corner of our eye, up in the Sierra. We do not currently have chain controls on 80 or 50, but we have seen the snow start to pick up over the last hour or so. You can see here's Donner Summit. The truck's moving along just fine. If there were chain controls, there would be speed limits. This is Highway 50 at Twin Bridges. You can see the road here just wet. If you are going to be going up to the Sierra through today or into tonight, have the chains just in case. We'll pick up several more inches of snow at Donner Summit. Same thing for Echo Summit. Lisa, back to you.
All right, Heather, thank you. Great explanation of what's happening right now. Be sure to stay up to date with the latest weather updates. Download the KCRA 3 app. You can get an hour-by-hour forecast, track the weather where you are with the interactive radar. It's also at kcra.com. We'll be right back.